Hey friends, get your sarcasm meter ready. Today we've got a new satirical take, South Park style, Lessons in Narcissism from Megan. The Duchess's energy truly has no limits. In the morning she's making homemade jam, and by evening she's busy saving the world. I swear that woman's outdone me. The title of World's Biggest Narcissist officially belongs to Megan now, as Cartman himself would probably say, totally impressed. But hey, let's start from the beginning. Recently, the great chef and part-time Duchess of Sussex reminded the world of her talents once again. In a new photo, Megan is posing in her Montecito kitchen, proudly showing how she makes her own jam from scratch. In her hands, she's holding canning tongs, gracefully lifting a jar of jam out of a pot of boiling water. Almost perfect. Except for one tiny detail. She's holding the tongs upside down. And this from a woman whose brand, as ever, is all about attention to detail and mindful living, Kyle remarks sarcastically. Guess when she's cooking, Harry keeps a safe distance from the kitchen. For his own good, Stan adds. And by evening, after her culinary heroics, she's glowing on stage in New York next to Harry, accepting the Humanitarians of the Year award at the Project Healthy Minds Gala in New York City, for her work supporting mental health and helping create a safer digital space for young people and families. In the end, the Project Healthy Minds posts sparked a real storm. Hundreds of comments asking what exactly Harry and Meghan did to earn the title of Humanitarians of the Year. People are also bringing up Harry's previous honors, like the Pat Tillman Award, and raising eyebrows that it all feels a bit like déjà vu. Everything about it looks as if each new honor is just another chapter in the PR campaign. But of course Meghan has her own explanation. It's recognition of our contribution. Looks like the age of real achievements is over. Now you just pay the bill, and the world learns who's the kindest person of the day, Kyle says with a sigh. In the end, it's hard to say who exactly the Sussex's projects have healed, though judging by Harry's face, he might be the one who needs help the most. He stood on stage looking like a man who'd just been handed a utility bill instead of an award. And to be fair, there were reasons for that expression. Not long ago, Meghan staged a rather questionable performance in Paris, filming herself in a limousine, feet up on the seat, as she drove along Princess Diana's final route. You can only imagine what Harry must have felt seeing that. His mother died in that very tunnel, and now his wife is out there creating content near the same spot, all with that carefree Paris vibes attitude. For him, it's a lifelong tragedy. For her, just another pretty backdrop for Instagram stories. But the show Royals 2.0 must go on. Contracts are contracts. Like it or not, you have to step on that New York stage and act in love. Only the audience didn't see a loving couple. They saw two people holding hands not out of affection, but out of fear that one of them might run first. Harry doesn't look at his wife at all, as if every glance reminds him of how many mistakes he's already made and how deeply she's hit his most vulnerable spot, the memory of his mother. Meghan stands beside him, smiling, tightly, deliberately, like she's shooting a toothpaste commercial. Her eyes keep searching for Harry's, hoping to catch even a flicker of approval. At one point, she throws him her signature adoring gaze, the same one that makes Sussex fans melt. But Harry doesn't even seem to notice. The Bambi look nailed it, Cartman screeches. Only this deer standing on the shoulder of a failed marriage. Kyle rolls his eyes. If I were them, I'd launch a show called Divorce for Two. Ratings would skyrocket. But if you thought Meghan's awkward Paris behavior ended with that limo video, think again, friends. Her whole presence in Paris was, to put it mildly, bizarre. Fashion critics still can't decide what was worse, her outfit or her behavior. A ridiculous white outfit, enormous pointy shoes, exaggerated faces, awkward poses, all served up under the label of Parisian elegance. Kyle tries to defend the Duchess. She just wanted to breathe in a little French chic. To which Cartman shrieks, Well, she did, and choked on it. Picture this, Meghan sitting at a fashion show. Around her, the perfect rhythm of models' steps, the audience holding its breath, and suddenly, giggling. It's Meghan, laughing all by herself, surrounded by people staring in silence. Something must have gone wrong. Maybe a model stumbled. But laughing at a moment like that is basically the social equivalent of slamming a door in a library, impolite, tone-deaf, and just plain silly. Kyle shakes his head. Even Cartman wouldn't laugh if someone's heel broke. But you know, this isn't just awkward. It's almost symbolic. Everything Meghan does turns into a lesson on how not to behave if you're trying to be seen as an icon of style and virtue. And it wouldn't be so bad if it were just a bit of bad manners. But this is Meghan, the woman who built an entire philosophy around, I was misunderstood, I was hurt, I'm suffering. For years, she's complained about bullying and injustice, giving interviews where she paints herself as the victim of cruel tabloids. And now, she's supporting Balenciaga. Yes, that Balenciaga, the very brand that just a couple of years ago was at the center of a scandal over a very questionable ad campaign. Cartman bursts out laughing. That's like Greenpeace ordering a barbecue from an oil company. You see, in Meghan's world, everything has an explanation. She's simply supporting the brand's new beginning. After all, Balenciaga now has a new creative director. The old sins are forgiven, and she's free to pose in front of the logo again. The owners and the reputation are still the same, of course. But who cares when there are flashing cameras all around? She's always heading in one direction, straight toward fame, Stan comments, and Cartman bursts out laughing. Well, hey, at least she's consistent. But the story doesn't end there. According to her interviews, Meghan claims she fears too much attention, invasions of privacy, and the dangers of the press. Britain, for her, is a terrifying land where paparazzi make it impossible to live. And yet somehow, Paris feels perfectly safe, especially when she's surrounded by hundreds of photographers, not even trying to stay away from the cameras. All that after her dramatic tales about being chased by paparazzi in New York. Kyle chuckles dryly. I guess the camera flashes are kinder in Paris. Cartman smirks. Well, she is a humanitarian, giving journalists the chance to feel useful. Looks like her fight for privacy ends right where the good lighting begins. So Paris became more than just a stage for her. It turned into a mirror, one where Meghan once again saw only herself, dazzled by her own reflection. As for what Harry saw in that mirror, that's an open question. Though judging by how he looked in New York, there might not be any questions left at all.